Hi there, welcome back to our channel. In today's video, we are going to show you how we transformed this swamp from this, which later turned to a swampy area as we were excavating, into a high-rise building in the name of Roston Hotels Limited, as well as invite you for the opening of the hotel on the 5th of April 2025. Stay tuned as we take you through the construction processes, showing you all we had to do to make sure that this building stands on this swampy ground, taking you through the before and after videos and showing you what we were able to achieve by the end of the day. So, Roston's Hotel Limited was built on a swampy ground, which was previously a waterway that was sand filled. When we started the excavation, in fact, after the second day of excavation, we noticed a pool of water gathering, covering the entire foundation space. Of course, that became a concern. And by the end of the day, as we stated in our previous videos, we had to resort to a way to drain out the water from the foundation space so that we could work effectively. And that's what we started doing, was to pump out the water with water pumping machines. Of course, we had to dig a particular place to be lower than the entire foundation, and that will help to remove the water such that by the time the pumping machine stops, the water at the top surface of our foundation level would have all been removed, and we have a relatively dry or water-free space to work on. Now, considering the unstable nature of the soil, we had to ensure we adopt a process called timbering, which involves using timber planks and struts to provide temporary support to the sides of the trenches or excavations to prevent collapse and, of course, to ensure the safety of the workers. So after removing the mud, we had to timber. Of course, we had to timber before we remove the mud to ensure that it doesn't fall back, and of course that people will not be walking inside and this dirt will fall on them. And after that, what we had to do is to blind the entire foundation space. And of course, what we did here is a raft foundation that we had to excavate to the depth of 2.4 meters. And because of the water that we continuously had to pump out, at this point we had to even walk at night to ensure that we cover a reasonable space before the water comes back. This is actually the next day after walking at night. So the place we had to blind had some solid base upon which one could walk on. And of course, we had to continue the blinding with 3/8 sand and cement. As soon as the blinding was completed, the next thing was to lay a damp-proof membrane and of course start the matting of the foundation. Of course, you know what we did here is a raft foundation, which the recommendation stated we do double matting for the floor here as well as the DPC at the top. So that is what we had to do here, and of course you can see how far the matting has already gone. So we had to ensure that we put in more hands, more resources to ensure that we deliver the iron work fast, and of course cast the foundation, because if we leave it for some time, of course the water is going to come back. So we needed to ensure that we get this sorted as soon as possible. So as at here, we have finished putting the ground beam and are now erecting the columns where they should be. This of course is after erecting the columns, then we do the vertical runners of the raft before the casting of the raft foundation started. So here we are doing the casting of the raft. So after casting the base, which was a 12 inches, that's 1 foot thickness, the next was to cast the vertical members, more or less like the walls, which was also a 1 foot thickness wall with a height of 2.4 meters as recommended by the structural engineer. And now we have to follow all the demarcations in the drawing, marking out the internal and external spaces. And for what we did in this drawing, we had to bring out what we have on the underground. We have a store, we have the changing room, we have the CCTV room, we have the offices, we have the laundry, and many other things that we had to relocate underground because of the depth we were excavating to. And of course, this casting continued after we did the first one, which was 4 feet high. Then of course we had to do the second one, which would take us to the height of our DPC. And of course the second one, in most of those places we had to put a high level window, which will kind of light up the basement a little bit. So that is work that is being done here. And by the end of the day, the DPC had to come in a like a decking, and of course the recommendation was also for the decking to be a 1 foot thickness with double matting, and that is the work that is being done here. So immediately the foam work as well as the iron work of the entrance, which is the curved space there, was completed. The casting of the beam took place, which was actually preparing it to be cast together with the other area of the DPC space. And as at here, the double matting had been done and ready for the casting. And before the casting started, we had to follow our mechanical drawings to pinpoint the positions of all the toilets and the ones that came from the upper floors as well as the ones on the ground floor, so that the piping, the plumbing installations, the plumbing pipes could enter into the right places. Being that this thing is a very strong concrete, so that there will be no form of cracking by the time we are done. And immediately after that, the casting of the DPC took place, having all these things, both the electrical fittings as well as the plumbing fittings already in place. Soon after that, the casting of the DPC was completed, and that is when we eased a sigh of relief and got ready for the block work and other things that follows of the upper floor. Yeah, just so you know, substructure of every building is actually a very delicate part, and where you don't know what to expect until you're out of it. And after completing the substructure, the work is always more predictable and easier. Now we have to start the block work immediately to see whether we can regain the lost time. And here we are forming the block works. First of all, picking, of course, the external walls, and after that, then we had to do the internal demarcations one after another. And you can see how the whole place was looking when we were forming the blocks. And of course, all these our plumbing pipes entered at the right places. Now this is the reception area of the hotel. Once you enter, okay, so this is the bar area and the restaurant area just as you enter the hotel. Soon after the forming, then the block work continued, one block after another, and in no distance time we had to mark out all the windows, and of course the doors were set out when we were doing the forming. And as at here, most of the walls were already at the lintel level. And as soon as the lintel was cast, we had to level the blocks, taking it up to the decking level. And immediately after that, the decking work commenced immediately. That was the first decking. I remember the first thing that looks like decking was actually our DPC. And here was the first decking taking us to the first floor, after the basement, the ground floor, and this is the first floor work that is being done here. Immediately the foam work, as well as the iron work, the electrical work, and the plumbing work was done for this decking. The casting of the decking began. And this, of course, we had to do in sections. The first section was completed the first day, and the second day we had to do the second part of the decking, and we finished it, of course, that day to enable us continue with the work. And this same process repeated itself time and again on all the floors until we got to the final floor. As at here, the lintel as well as leveling work was ongoing. And as soon as that was completed, we did the second decking, putting in place all the necessary things. And here the casting of the decking was ongoing. And as soon as that was done, we continued the forming of block work and taking it from one block to another, ensuring all the internal spaces were marked out. And this we continued following the construction drawing until we got to the final level as well as the roofing. So at the final level, as we know, we had the parapet and of course the rooftop, where part of the roof was cast to be used as a rooftop bar. So that is what we did here. And as at here, the skeletal work of the entire building had already been completed, and we're getting ready for the roofing work. And this is the preparation of the part of the roof that was decked, right? Where we have the of course we have the water tanks stored somewhere at the roof, as well as using part of it as a rooftop bar. So that is the decking work that is being done here. So part of the roof was decked to be used as such. So having prepared for the roof, this part of the roof deck was used for the water tank, and we had it distributed into areas to help balance the load on the rooftop. And this is the place that was to be used as the rooftop bar. So that is the skeletal work that has been done here. Here was the plastering process, where we had to do ranging plastering to ensure that we get all the corners as straight as possible. And that is the work that is being done here, plastering the entire building. And soon after the plastering, many other works ensued, which includes the wiring work, the POP work, the screeding of the internal, the terrain work of the external, as well as the painting, which brought out the whole building to the stage it is now. And after that, we had to do all the electrical fittings, and every other fittings that are part of the building, including the railings. So to get this building to where we are now, one cannot but imagine the level of effort and the level of activities that have gone on here from day one up to now. And as at here, the compound, the environment has already been cast, and the gatehouse already standing. Everything was being done, getting it ready for its activity as a hotel. As at here, everything was ready and the painting was being done, that to get it to the level it is today. So by the time we finish this, we now introduce to you the Roston Hotels Limited as it is today. Have a feel of what we have both inside and outside of the hotel.
You are invited to the grand opening ceremony of Roston Hotels. Roston Hotels, in the heart of the Garden City, Port Harcourt, will experience red carpet reception, exclusive VIP experience, live entertainment and celebrity guests, gourmet cuisine and fine dining, luxury rooms and suites showcase, unforgettable giveaways and surprises. Roston Hotels grand opening ceremony on Saturday, 5th April 2025 at 5 and 7 Rumola Link Road of Stadium Road, Port Harcourt, River State. You are invited. We got limited access. For inquiries, call 0816-297-9749 or 0816-306-0056 or visit www.rostonhotels.com or at reservations@rostonhotels.com. Roston Hotels, simple luxury redefined.
So just take a look at the exquisite dining hall. That's the restaurant with an attached bar to it. So you can have all the beautiful cuisines here. So that is the much we could achieve here. Look at the sitting arrangements with the VIP section, the bar area with the high bar stools, and of course the one facing the glass wall, as well as a beautiful savory and a round table for three for your meals. You can give this place a try and of course see the feel of how the whole environment looks. If you're in Port Harcourt, please don't miss this on the 5th of April. And of course, this is the boardroom for your meetings, for your company events. You can come here and have a feel of the Roston Hotels Limited in Port Harcourt here. So at this point, we are seriously putting works together to complete the external works on the sky bar, and that's in preparation for the opening, to ensure that on the day of the opening all the spaces are well functional. So the focus here is to transform this space and make it really cozy and exceptional. You'll see what we'll get by the end of the day, but that will remain until the opening day. Now we take you through most of the spaces that is going to greet you once you enter the hotel building. Feast with your eyes. Thank you for being with us this far, and see you in our next vlog.
Are invited to the grand opening ceremony of Roston Hotels. Roston Hotels, in the heart of the Garden City, Port Harcourt, will experience red carpet reception, exclusive VIP experience, live entertainment and celebrity guests, gourmet cuisine and fine dining, luxury rooms and suites showcase, unforgettable giveaways and surprises. Roston Hotels grand opening ceremony on Saturday, 5th April 2025 at 5 and 7 Rumola Link Road of Stadium Road, Port Harcourt, River State. You are invited. We got limited access. For inquiries, call 0816-297-9749 or 0816-306-0056 or visit www.rostonhotels.com or at reservations at rostonhotels.com. Roston Hotels, simple luxury redefined.